Hello and welcome back to my first season. Greg and I met during what was my first season in Club Med Cancun in 2004 and 5, where I was a bar GO. I had just completed college for hospitality management and was planning on moving to Vancouver to work at the Hotel Pan Pacific when a friend of mine introduced me to ex-GO named Sparrow, Don Yates. Thanks to him, I had my interview with another ex-GO named Jenner and ended up in Cancun. I always had big dreams to travel and live in another country, so my dream was finally coming true. It was really my first time in Mexico, if you don't count the time I crossed the border to Tijuana with my family, and I rode a donkey when I was 10 years old. Fun facts about myself: I grew up on a ski hill my family owned and operated, and I learned how to ski when I was 3 years old. In high school, I acted in plays and played basketball and volleyball. After Club Med, I traveled around Europe for 2 months with another GO from Cancun, and we stayed at Club Med Ibiza. My name is Nicole, and this is my first season.
Nicole, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on and agreeing to do this. Thank you. I don't know if you know, but you'll be now the seventh person I've interviewed from that GO team from Cancun, 2004, 2005. So,
Awesome.
I'll get into that later, but you dropped some interesting facts about yourself in the intro. So when you started skiing, you were just 3 years old. I don't know what I was doing at 3, but I know I wasn't skiing. So do you recall it? Do you recall any of that? Did they have you on a line or something? Because I see these videos where kids who can barely stand are going down the slopes and skiing better than I am. So,
I mean, really comes down to, I think my parents were both skiers. So patience, and taught me with a rope. My dad used to tie it around his waist, and then we just kind of go straight down the hill, hope for the best.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't wipe out taking you
right.
with him. Do you still
Lots
ski?
of lessons.
Do you still ski now, or are you?
I do. I switched over to snowboarding when I was probably in grade 8, and that was kind of the big trend. And actually got on a pair of skis for the first time 2 years ago. And yeah, it was tough. You use muscles that you're not used to. And I was teaching my niece how to ski. So it was interesting, but definitely inspired me to try to get back out there and do that again.
So you're from the West Coast, correct?
I am.
You're from Vancouver, British Columbia?
Just outside of Vancouver, BC.
So we know you went to school for hospitality management. Mm-hmm. Now, is it only when this friend of yours introduced you to NextGeo that you heard about Club Med, or did you hear about Club Med before that?
No, I had never heard of Club Med before that.
Okay, so you'd never been to that resort on vacation at all?
No. It was all new to me.
And the person that, I guess they made it sound pretty glamorous, right? I'm guessing.
Well, just the word Cancun, Mexico sounded glamorous to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't count that,
sunshine.
Yeah, if you don't count that donkey ride you had when you were a kid, then yeah, it doesn't. Doesn't count. Now, where did you? Because I knew you as a bar GO, but where did you learn how to bartend?
Well, I was in the hospitality industry as far as I can remember. I was bartending at different restaurants, and really not a tremendous amount of experience prior to that. I learned a lot of stuff in Cancun, really.
Oh, really? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Yeah, I guess there's do some guests ask for some elaborate drinks, or I just picture them asking for rum and coke, but I guess do some really go overboard with cocktails? I guess
there was cocktails I'd never even heard of before I went to Cancun. I mean, I used to make martinis and that margaritas and bar cocktails and such when I was in Canada, but going down to Cancun, it was like, what's a caipirinha, a caprioshka, and a mojito? All these things, you're like, what? I've never made those before.
So now when you had your interview with Jenner, I guess he pretty much laid out the picture, what was expected, right? Back then there was a day off, so it wasn't really an issue, I guess. But I guess the work week was all laid out to you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I remember just getting an email saying, congratulations, you're going to Cancun, and pack all these clothes in different color, coordinations for theme nights. And I'm like, what? I don't own everything that's all white. So yeah, I didn't really, didn't really know what to expect. And then you get this email and you're needing to wear all these different costumes. Okay.
Are you saying you didn't own a Hawaiian shirt?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So yeah, this was your first season. So you literally like most geos, they always know at least one person. You didn't know anyone at all, right? When you arrived?
I knew nobody.
Okay. Did you know what to expect or anything? Or you just were like,
No,
well,
I was extremely nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I just remember like arriving on a bus into the front foyer of this beautiful resort, and I had no idea what to expect.
there's a reason why you're the seventh geo I've had on from this team, because I know a lot of geos have their, the dream team, but this was a special team. But since you were first season, I don't know if you probably didn't realize it at the time, because the Hendel, the chief of village, had called in a lot of people for that season, Club Med legends, if you will. You probably didn't realize that at the time, right? What a special team you're on, or did you?
I mean, maybe not right at the time, but I thought everything was special. I thought everybody was awesome, and it was just the experience of a lifetime. So it was amazing to me.
Did you still find it amazing when the choreographer came at you to start doing some dancing? Like, were you a
Well,
good dancer before Club Med, or you didn't have to because
no.
you're on the bar team?
Yeah, I was a bargio, so I didn't have to do any of the dances except for it was about like 3 months into my season, and Handel's like, you need to do a show. And I was like, oh, please don't pick me. And yeah, so my one and only Geo show was dancing to You're Unbelievable in the disco.
Oh, I think I remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Was that what was Joe in that one too? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
Joe and
Yeah.
Sylvia. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to argue. It was a good number. Okay.
I was terrified.
Okay. Didn't show. Okay. Do you remember that first week? Like it must
Oh,
be, is it vivid? Like
yeah, I
everything?
remember like pulling up. I remember going straight to my room. I was so nervous, and so I just didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I got to go straight to bed so that I'm up. And there was a time change, like 3 hours from where I was coming from. So, you're a bit jet lagged, and you're just thinking, okay, I got to get to bed so that I make a good impression on my first day at work. And then got up the next morning, went to work, and I got approached by so many geos like, you're the new geo. Where were you last night? There was a geo party, and we were all waiting to meet
Oh,
you. It
oh
was like the
no.
first geo party of the season, and it was the night I arrived, and everybody was excited to see who the new geo was. And I didn't go because I went straight to my room.
I bet they were excited. Okay. Well, no, that's too bad. Yeah, because as much geo parties as we had, you always want more. But okay, but you had stayed there like the 2 seasons, correct?
I just did the one season.
The one
Yeah.
season. Okay,
Mhm.
from
From October till like April.
okay, got it. Now, when you, I guess after 3 weeks, were you looking around to see what other geos were doing? And did you want to do that, or you were fine just being part of the bar team?
No, like I really wanted to get involved in all the activities and stuff. I thought like I'd never ever seen people just go windsurfing before, and so I spent some time down at the sailing to check that out, and same with the water ski, and just trapeze was another total foreign thing to me. So I was excited to just kind of dive in and check it all out, and see what everyone was doing. I used to watch, I remember every night in the bar, you'd have like a few minute break in between your shifts, and I would go stand at the very back row of the theater just watching shows, just to see, just an amazement about what everybody was doing.
And that still didn't want to make you go up on the stage, right?
No.
Smart. I just
Yeah.
I just realizing I should have just become a bar geo and,
Yeah.
and Club Med. Just realize that now. Way to go, Greg. Okay. So did you get to learn any of these like new skills while you're there? Like, did you get to go to trapeze and water ski?
Yeah, I did a little bit of trapeze, did learn how to operate a Hobie Cat, which was cool. Never done that before. Definitely did the water ski a few times.
It's funny because
Yeah.
we picture people from Vancouver knowing how to sail already, like I know you skied at a young age. I just
Yeah.
assumed everyone learned how to sail in Vancouver as well.
Yeah. No, not like if you're maybe on the ocean and stuff, but it's not as popular as you would find in, southern parts of the world.
So
Warmer climates.
were you a bit shy when you arrived, would you say?
Oh, for sure. I was shy. Yeah.
Did you have any problems like when what meals you did eat in the restaurant? Was that okay?
Oh yeah, no, that part was good. I was pretty social with the guests and all the meals. Again, like just with the schedule, it was a little bit different with Bargio because you're pretty much on all the time, right? So, and going from one bar, and then as soon as everything wrapped up at the end of the night, you'd be walking down to the Palapa bar to start that one up, or the disco. So.
And is it really like in the movies and TV where as a bartender that people tell you their problems? Like, did you get any of that in your first season? Oh, really?
For sure. Lots of people.
Okay.
Yeah. And like so many people that come from all different places, and a lot of single travelers that would, sit at the bar and just be so interested in like getting to know you and where you came from and your experience and why you ended up in Cancun, and, several conversations like that.
Did you help anyone out of a jam?
Not
Get some marriage advice? No, nothing like that.
No,
okay.
No.
Do you have like a favorite dumb question? Because I love dumb questions. Like, did you get asked dumb questions routinely that you thought, well, like I don't know when it's going to stop raining, things like that, or do you recall anything like that?
Oh, I don't really recall anything.
Like, is there rum in this rum and Coke you gave me? Because I've heard that one being asked. Okay.
Yeah.
Or what's in a rum and Coke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was, sometimes, but people were more interested in like the different cocktails that, Miami Vice, like, blender drinks, things that I learned how to kind of bartend in 4 different languages. Like, I didn't speak another language fluently, and I learned how to bartend in like 4 different languages.
Really? Okay. That's pretty good.
Just learning what everybody needed to drink. That's it.
Well, yeah. Do you have any like funny, clean, appropriate stories from your first season? Did anything unusual being a first season GO? Did you make any first season GO classic blunders other than going to bed early and missing the GO party? But
yeah. No, there's like I remember one night I was bartending. It was a busy night. We were at the main bar, and the music was playing, and all of a sudden I kind of took a look to my right, and there was this creature like walking into the bar, and it was a furry animal. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And then it crawled right up on top of the bar. It was an anteater. It was like a baby anteater.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
okay.
It was standing. So it started standing on top of the bar. And then, as a defense mechanism, I think he was like moving his arms and his little claws.
Was he trying to order a drink or something? Or?
It looked like he was dancing to the music. So he was just like totally up on the bar, grooving. And everybody was kind of freaking out because
you didn't overserve him, did you?
No.
Okay, because I don't know. Okay. All right. Actually, I do recall though. Now that you mentioned it, maybe not that time, but I do recall that year there was, and I hadn't seen one either. Yes, what looked like a baby anteater, like you said. Yeah. Okay, but I didn't see it that night that you saw it, but.
Yeah, well, it was right up close and personal to me. He was standing on my bar. But it was hilarious. Everybody started laughing because it looked like he was dancing and the music was good, but really he was just probably terrified and trying to defend himself.
Well, speaking of dancing, when you were watching the shows, did you participate in the Crazy Signs? Like, were you a fan of the Crazy Signs?
You
have a favorite?
I'm probably the last person that would know Crazy Signs, and I don't know all the names. I'm a bad GO. But what is it? The Sunlight, Moonlight, or
oh yeah.
Love that one. They used to do that a lot during the day at the pool. So when I was working during the day, they do that one often. And other than that, I got pulled in to do Crazy Signs maybe like a handful of times when I was walking from the restaurant back to the bar.
Yeah, then you have to learn to change your route after.
Yeah.
Well, does it ever happen now that you're in your car driving or in a grocery store and you hear a song from 2004 and you have to stop yourself from dancing? Does this happen to you? Sure.
I mean, it brings back good memories for sure.
Yeah. But you don't just start moving side to side, and clapping your hands.
Although, like when I did do the dance to the song "You're Unbelievable," I don't think I'll ever live that down. My friends send me videos of that song, and it probably will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Are you saying there's videos on YouTube of that? Can you send me the link, please?
Pictures and videos.
But what was that? I forget what we were celebrating. Like what was going on? I do remember that, but was it just like a show in the? Was it in the? What was the name of it? Was it the Iguana Cafe where we used to do the foam party? Because no one can really remember the name of that.
We always called it just the disco.
Okay, which was the bar disco next to the reception, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you recall what the event was that we were doing?
They just did this as a one-off kind of, special night show in the disco. I can't remember if the foam party was attached to it or if that was a different night, but I just remember it was definitely a rare occasion. Just a special night in the disco. And I think we did also, one of the bar geos was spinning bottles that were glowing in the dark. And yeah, it was kind of just a different night altogether, but it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I recall I think we started doing the foam parties in the afternoon at one point.
Yeah, like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you hadn't been to Club Med before and you saw what the animator did, which was Bobby D. Now, did Bobby D do? I don't know if you were scratching your head wondering what he was doing all day, but did he ever do a animation passage that made you crack up, or do you recall one?
He did so many pranks around the bar, never stopping, like jumping out at people and costumes. I mean, main bar during the day was his hangout for sure. So, I got kind of up close, view of what he was doing with all his little pranks.
Okay. Were you ever the recipient of one?
Oh, yeah. I can't recall exactly, but yes, he's got me a few times. He was really good at it.
Now, you said you arrived in April or May? Is that what you said?
It was October.
October. Okay. So you went October. Okay. What was it like working your first Christmas and New Year's? Was it like any other day? Didn't bother you? Was working Christmas worse than New Year's?
It was so fun. I remember doing bar team, we always had to set up for all those special occasions, right? So it was always interesting. I remember doing for New Year's a massive display with champagne tower, and never done that before. You pour the bottle of champagne from the top and it just starts slowly filling up all the glasses. So that was pretty cool. And actually I have a picture, I think it was Christmas. I don't know why. We were in a costumes. I had big glasses on. I think I sent you this picture, and we had like Mai Tais or something, tropical drinks. Like we had these special little setups all over the resort for these special occasions. So it was fun. And I remember dressing up too in like Christmas costumes. And yeah, it was just every day was a new day.
Now, on a day off, there's lots to do in Cancun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you have a favorite nightclub? Because it was very close to the strip. So my favorite was Coco Bongo. Did you have a favorite? Was it Daddy-O's? Was it Coco Bongo? Was it Hard Rock?
For sure, Coco Bongos, just because there's nothing like that. And
that's true, right? Right? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Everywhere you looked, there was something going on. Every 5 minutes, something different.
Yeah, like and still to this day, I tell everybody you have to go to Coco Bongos because it's an experience of a lifetime.
Remember the guy, the waiter that would load his tray up with cups and slide down the railing, and he'd wipe out 4 or 5 times, but on the 6th time he would get it. Like just stuff like that was always happening.
Yeah, and I mean Daddy-O's was awesome too, because I always felt like we had such VIP treatment as being a GO there. They took good care of us. So
yeah, was it Thursday? Thursday that was for us.
Yeah, Thursdays. You start off at Daddy Rock and then head over to Daddy-O's.
Now, being a bar geo, at Club Med Cancun, did you drink for free at other bars or no? Or do you guys belong to some secret group or no?
In the nightclubs in Cancun?
Yeah.
I don't ever recall paying for a drink.
Okay. Well, like
they took good care of us.
True.
Places, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Even just being a geo, I think everybody kind of was a VIP.
Well, I don't know. Okay.
Really?
No, I was cute, but you were kind of on the beautiful side. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me if you didn't have to pay for a drink. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
This is just a present day question. Okay, we're gonna go back. But do you ever have I'm curious about dreams. Do you ever have a recurring dream that you're back working at Club Med or not, or you just don't dream at all? Does this ever happen to you?
Maybe not so much anymore, but it's funny you asked that, because I remember for years, anytime I was laying in like a hot, sunny day and it was a bit of a wind, it would take me back to laying on the beach. You know, the one that's down by sailing, like it's kind of where the geos would hang out when they had some spare time. And it just reminded me every time that would happen that I'm laying on the beach, in Cancun, and bring back memories. Not so much a dream, but just I could fall asleep for 5 minutes maybe, and it'd feel like I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
If you could bottle that and sell it, I'd be your first customer, Nicole. Okay.
So amazing.
Well, I'm glad you don't have those dreams because I'm always working in my dreams. I'm not enjoying it like
Yeah.
you. I'm actually working in an entire day too, and I
Yeah.
can't get out of it. Were there any, well, celebrities? Did you recall meeting any that came to Cancun that you knew that you didn't know?
So funny because everybody asked me that question. And the only people that I met and I had dinner with in the restaurant one night was Fabio's parents.
Get out of here,
The Fabio,
Fabio's
his
parents
parents.
were there. Okay.
Yeah. They were the
Uh,
cutest little Italian couple. They're so sweet. It was hilarious. We're about 20 minutes through dinner where, they're asking me a bunch of questions and I'm asking them. And they say they have a son that lives in the US. And oh, that's great. They were just visiting him. And then they showed me a picture after, like, do you know Fabio? And I was like, are you kidding me right now? But
yeah.
yeah, no, I wouldn't say any like big time celebrities or anything, but I'm still proud to have met Fabio's
Well,
parents.
yeah. I've never heard that story at all. Like someone meeting Fabio's parents. So that's truly unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I guess after about 4 or 5 months, I guess you start to notice people and all the teams. And were there any employees or managers or anyone that like stood out to you in a positive way, made a good impression on you?
Well, I mean, Hendel, how can you not love him?
Yeah.
He's amazing. And, his presence is so bold. And I think that kind of just stemmed down to the rest of the team. I mean, like you said, it was like a dream team. Everybody was amazing. I could, the ski team was always, they were always at the bar first.
No, really.
So, so we spent a lot of time with the ski team. I mean, they were kind of in the position of having to entertain the guests first off in the day.
Is that
So,
where you met Joe at the bar?
yeah, the
Just
whole
kidding. Love you,
I
Joe.
met at the bar. Yeah, and yeah.
Well, you
So,
had a good bar team too. Like,
oh, amazing bar
because
team.
even one of the GE Bargios was in one of the shows, the Brazilian show. Like, was crazy. Like, you had a lot of talent on your bar team. I thought.
Yeah, it was such a like good mix of people from all over, and yeah, some of the G's like Daniel, like he'd been there forever, and I remember Juanita and Daniel, like they were just hilarious and been there for so long, and you can learn a lot from somebody like that. And yeah, it was an awesome team. Like loved, Gabrielle, he was my manager, and just the whole team was awesome. Couldn't ask for a better team.
In addition to meeting Fabio's parents, were there any other memorable GMs that you recall that you stayed in touch with? I don't know, after that first season.
Yeah, I mean, I met some GMs that I actually ended up traveling to Europe after and staying with them. There was like a family I remember from California that were just awesome. I ended up when they were there taking them on a tour for the day and showing them around, and they just kind of kept close and hung out all week while they were there. And yeah, there's definitely like I still keep in touch with people that came to Club Med, and yeah, we keep in touch through Facebook, and it's pretty cool.
Okay, now this was 2004, but social media wasn't the thing it is today. So
No.
are you glad that we didn't have it the way it was, or you're
Yeah,
glad
because
that we
then
did, or glad that we didn't?
oh, totally glad that we didn't, because everyone was just so engaged with each other. I mean, there was an office, and I remember some guests would go in, and I think at the time, what was it called? You could still talk or send messages. I don't think people use that anymore. Not
Oh,
maybe with Skype and
yeah,
and
it was because
Skype.
I recall going to the there was an internet cafe in the large
Yeah.
Ched Rowery, and I remember showing Joker what kind of like what FaceTime was, because I was talking to another geo by the internet on kind of like Skype, like you're saying, and he had never seen it before.
Yeah, and so you'd think like if that was an option, everybody would be in the internet cafe all day long.
Yeah, but the images was grainy, and it was very like if you'd wave your hand, you would see it like 10 seconds
Mhm.
later. So it wasn't like how it is today. So I was just curious
Yeah.
if you thought it was good that we didn't.
The only thing that I kind of wish I had more of is like photos, because we never even had, digital cameras. I used to go buy the, old
Oh, the ones
disposable cameras.
you wind up there. You crank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you'd have to go buy one, and then that would, and 20 pictures, I think it held. And and then buy another one, and then you have to go to town and get your camera developed so that you get these photos. And then I would have had more photos. So even trying to look back to photos from 2004 and 5, I just don't have as many photos as I'd like. So
do you recall, were you there for the hurricane? I mean, I think it was during your season, wasn't it? Or did you arrive after? I can't recall. Did you have a hurricane when you were there? Like you would remember if you were.
Remember there, it wasn't when I was there, but
Okay,
I
so it's
remember
just
it
before
was
then. Okay.
either just before or just after. I feel like actually it was the October after my season, because I still had friends that were living there and kind of reporting back what was happening with the hurricane.
Okay, since you did the one season, were you contemplating doing a second, or are you just
Totally, I would have loved to, but I had to make so many mojitos that I ended up getting tendonitis in my elbow.
Wait a minute. What, this is true?
True.
Oh my God. I've never heard of that before.
The last probably 2 weeks of my season, I was wearing a sling because I had really severe elbow pain, shoulder pain.
Oh, it was because of was it the mortal and pestle? I don't know what you call it, but is that what you're talking about? With mojito, you have to crush the mint leaves? Is that what?
Yeah, that, and it was a repetitive movement of grabbing a bottle and making a drink. And I went and saw a doctor when I was there, and he said, you have tendonitis, you got to take it easy. So it was one of those things where it was right when my contract was ending, and then contemplating whether I come back or not. And so
that would only happen to a Bargio in Cancun, that you get tendonitis from making mojitos. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah. I can't even imagine how many. I wish I kept count, actually. That would have been quite a number.
Funny, I never ordered one. I was a strictly Modelo guy, but
yeah.
But wow, okay. But that's all cleared up now, I'm hoping, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's good to we're good here. But it was.
But then you decided to keep the traveling going. Like you said you and a friend from Cancun just decided to go to Europe.
Yeah, we actually, after our contract was done, came home for a little while and started talking and thought, oh, we want to go travel. So her and I met in London, and then we stayed with some guests that we met at Club Med. So that was pretty cool, and stayed there for a little while. And then we flew to Ibiza and stayed at Club Med because I had made a contact with the GM that was managing, a Geo, but was the general manager of the Ibiza location.
Okay. Were you there for summer in Ibiza? Like, was it, because I know that place gets crazy in the summer. So was it as crazy when you were there?
It was very busy.
Okay.
Yeah. Like even the Club Med Resort was super busy, and we went into town, we went through a few discos, and it was busy. I wouldn't say it was maybe the super prime season, but I remember it being a cool place.
And did you go to another destination after Ibiza, like on your European leg?
Yeah, we went into France, and then her and I ended up parting ways. She stayed in France. I ended up going to Italy and traveling around there, and then ended up back in England, stayed with some friends up there, and went to Ireland, and then flew home.
Sounds like a heck of a trip.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
A couple months of traveling through Europe.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. Take me back.
Well, yeah, especially I guess in winter. I think we all think the same thing. Like when we leave or make the decision to leave, winter comes around and we're like, it's a phone call away.
Yeah.
I left on good terms. I still have my contact. Yeah. Every winter I think about that.
Think about what would it be like if I did one more season. I've even thought about it like later on in life too, thinking, do I still got it in me? Can we just go for one season?
Well, yeah, but you could always switch to boutique if you don't want to get tendonitis again, right?
You're
not going to get tendonitis, I think, from folding t-shirts and whatnot. I don't want to let you go unless did we get all your crazy funny stories? Any other stories? Like, I don't want to let you, because you've been so kind with your time. I don't want to let you go unless I forgot to ask you something or something you wanted to say, or like if something crazy happened a day off. I know I have strict rules about appropriate stories, so I'm hamstringing a lot of people who come on.
No, for sure.
Okay,
I mean, there's so many stories every day. The life of a Geo every day is a new day. I say it's exciting. But no, I think we touched on some of the key points. And
Would you recommend it if someone, some future geo
absolutely,
was thinking about it?
I would tell anybody that they should definitely consider going to Club Med. It opens so many doors, and it gives you truly the most best experience. I'm sure you could talk to any geo and they'll say it was the best experience of their life.
Was anything what you were when you were taking hospitality management? Was any of it applicable? Did you find anything transferred over, or that what you learned in the class was different from what you learn on in an actual job in a resort?
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of, I mean, hospitality management would cover everything from, operations, human resources. You get a really good feeling of how the entire industry kind of runs from all the different departments. And yeah, how important everybody is that makes up the team there. So yeah, definitely applicable.
Since you did the one season, I normally, other geos, I ask which season was their most magical. But I'm assuming for you, because, and even like I say, that was a very special team. It's one of my top 3 of all time. So that's even from a geo of 10 years. So I guess you kind of lucked out in a way getting sent there, right? For your first season. And you probably hold a special place for Cancun, I'm guessing, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when I got there, everyone couldn't believe that I was the first time geo in Cancun. They're like, how did you get here?
Yeah, I thought the same of Shannon too. Shannon was her first
Yeah.
season, and I didn't. I found that surprising because I thought she had been at Club Med, a couple of seasons before. But yeah, Cancun. Yeah, I guess it's usually you usually don't get it on your first shot. Yeah.
No, I totally feel lucky, but I feel like even more lucky because of the team that was there and all the amazing people that I met. And some of those people are friends for life. So,
and not counting the Club Med and Ibiza, but have you gone back to Club Med like as a guest or for a reunion?
I did go to the reunion, and I think it was 2008 in Cancun.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was the the XGO2. Yeah, that's right. I saw you there. That's right.
It was so awesome, and I was so happy that there was people from obviously my season there, and it was great. It was like it was kind of cool because you're on the other side of it now. You don't have to work all day. You just get to enjoy all of it.
You get served first at the bar.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the bar for once.
And it was only like 3 years later that you went. So I think the GE bar team was still the same. I believe Daniel was still there.
Daniel was there, and a few people. But yeah, it was still really fresh. It didn't seem too far along from when it was my season. But yeah, it was awesome. I loved the XGO reunion.
Yeah, me too. I went to the one, the next 2 years there too, the XGO3. And I found that there's so many people that it's hard to say hi to everyone, even though you have a week, because every time you turn around, there's someone that you know.
But then I also met so many people that I didn't know that I ended up meeting a friend there, and her and I met up in Vegas after, and
oh really?
Yeah. So okay. I just met so many cool people, and still I keep in touch with some of those people that I had never even had a season with. So I don't know, once you're a geo, you're just a family.
I guess I can't ask you about the Vegas trip because what happens there stays there, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Got it. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, I won't let you go. If we covered it all, I'm happy. But if I forgot to ask you something, please tell me now, because you're such a special part of that team and the experience. But if you think we've covered it, then I'm content, and I do thank you for sharing your story with us here today, Nicole.
No, it was my pleasure. I'm so happy for you to have me, and it was great chatting with you. Now I'm reminiscing all my fun old memories of Club Med. It's great.
Well, yeah, it helps during these winter months too, I find.
Mind you, I just got back from 4 weeks in Mexico, so I can't complain.
4 weeks?
Yeah, I was in Playa del Carmen for the last 4 weeks.
Oh, nice. Were you tempted to go out to Cancun? Go
I
out
was
to Cocobongo?
so tempted. Yeah, I would have loved to go we went to Cocobongo like a couple of years ago in Playa del Carmen, but my heart is partial to the Cancun Cocobongos.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was just down there, and it's like a home away from home after you've lived there and had all those experiences. So it's nice to kind of revisit some of those places.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, Nicole,
thanks, Greg.
thank you. And everyone, that was Nicole from Vancouver. And we'll see you all next week. Bye. Say bye, Nicole.
Bye.